Today on Exploring Scotland's History, we're checking into this edifice, the historic seat of Clan Davidson, Tulloch Castle near Dingwall. Learn of the history of the Davidsons and various others in the area and see what it's like to spend a night in a supposed haunted castle. Welcome to Exploring Scotland's History. The origins of the castle are presumed to have been built by the Norsemen, 12th century. However, the first solid documentation is in the 16th century when the Bain family owned the castle. In 1762, Kenneth Bain, the 8th Laird of Tulloch, sold the castle to his cousin, Henry Davidson. And this edifice stayed in the Davidson family right up to the 20th century. The Davidsons sold up in 1917. Tulloch was used as a hospital for casualties at Dunkirk in 1940. It was bought in 1957 by the local education authority and utilised as a hostel for Dingwall Academy students. Here we are at a random manhole with a possible air vent. Allegedly, that's a now collapsed tunnel that ran from here right under Dingwall to the site of Dingwall Castle. I'm not sure of the practicality or believability of a tunnel that length. What I am sure of is there is a tunnel runs below this castle because we were shown it by someone. We respect that person's privacy and we won't be putting it on film, but there is definitely a tunnel that starts here. Where it ends, anybody's guess. This picture shows a family scene. The Laird appears not to be present. Actually, he has been blackened out. He stood behind his daughter, who would die in tragic circumstances, which we will discuss later. Her youngest brother appears in feminine clothing, possibly to ensure he wasn't kidnapped and exploited for child labour. Here are some shots and commentary of the Clan Davidson Museum, truly packed to the rafters with historic artefacts. The Davidsons did appear to embrace the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s. Some excelled in engineering, like Samuel Davidson, who found the Sirocco engineering works in Belfast, but pressed glass seems to have been a beautiful skill. They excelled in this, with the main works being in North East England. Interesting fact, glassworks, like most industries, turned their hand to whatever was needed for the war effort in the 1940s. Britain, after the war, however, did not permit businesses like the Davidson Glassworks to fulfil orders in the UK. Instead, they were to focus on foreign trade in order to strengthen the pound again in worldwide currency. There is no denying the pressed glass is really beautiful. On our stay, of course, Rex needed a walk, so we walked a short distance of the thought to be medieval remains of the King's Causeway. A suggestion is that it may have been named after a barefoot pilgrimage by James V. There's also the possibility it forms part of the old ℭ𝔬𝔳𝔩𝔬🔬 Corpse Road. ℭ𝔬𝔳𝔬𝔬 is quite close by. It was certainly an old coaching road. Martin.
Yeah.
What did you think of your first night in a castle?
That was really nice. Staff were really nice. The place was really, really nice looking inside. The food was absolutely stunning. It's just, oh, yeah, food, brilliant.
Sleep?
I slept great.
Like somebody did.
Do you know, sleep well now?
Not wonderfully. Breakfast toy appears this song.
What? Oh, please don't sink.
You maybe find it.
Yeah, go get it. No, that's
Well,
a lot.
I didn't sleep wonderfully.
You know.
Tulloch Castle's apparently haunted.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure our wardrobe was haunted, which is why I kept our stuff in the bag and didn't hang it up.
We had a haunted wardrobe.
The room next to us was haunted. Room 8, we were in room 7, and room 8 is next door, and it's a twin room.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of stories put in from customers staying in the hotel about strange occurrences.
Yeah.
There was a guy woke up in the middle of the night and allegedly 2 young girls were sitting on him trying to suffocate him.
That sounds wrong.
I know that sounds wrong, but that's the
Right,
story.
okay.
There's also people wake up and there's the feeling that someone is sitting at the edge of their bed watching them in the middle of the night.
This is the room next door.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is also quite creepy. Well, the wardrobe, there was definitely something funny in that wardrobe. There was a funny noise when you opened it, and
Yeah, yeah. But there'd have been a reason for it.
nah,
It's not ghosts.
I'm not convinced. Anyway, but apparently up that wing that we were in, there's a lot of activity. There's, they say, balls of light and lots of random banging, and you can't deny that there weren't some very strange bangs
noises, yeah.
that didn't seem to be associated with anything.
Yeah.
And the bangs came out of the blue, and there was no movement of people. But there is a resident, actual spectre, a ghost from 1762.
Yeah.
Yes, the Davidson who owned Tulloch Castle in 1762, his daughter caught him in a rather compromising position with one of the maids, and the daughter panicked, probably horrified, and ran off to get out of the road to her room, which was in around room 15. But the story says that she fell from the stairs, broke her neck, and died instantly.
The stairs.
Those stairs that we've been up and down about 17 times.
Right, big spiral staircase.
Yes.
Right. That's a long way down.
Sorry?
A long way down.
It's a long way down, and it would make quite a mess at the bottom, I would imagine. So there's her. Like I say, she is called the Green Lady now, and she haunts there. There's also a maid that haunts the place. Apparently in some of the Great Hall and some of the rooms, she is very distressed and roaming up and down the corridors and in and out of rooms. It doesn't stipulate whether she is the maid in question with Mr. Davidson, but I wonder if it is.
Right. Yeah.
But I have to say, the museum we visited at the castle was fantastic. The history of the castle is really, really interesting since it's going back from Viking times.
Yeah.
And I think as a history experience it's well worth it.
Yeah. Oh, I liked it. Really cool castle.
Do you want the good news?
Yeah.
Watch this space. I booked us into another castle on our wee break this week. So that was Tulloch Castle and some of the wee bits of history that interested me in the Davidson Museum. I'll leave links to my other social media below and my coffee page if you would like to support the channel further. A big thank you to those who have already donated thus far. Until next time, thank you for watching Exploring Scotland's History.